All right, Shalom Yasha'Allah, back with another GMS on the go. This is the Raleigh, North Carolina camp. You know, GMS on Stay Woke, a GMS on Cry Aloud collaboration. Before we go any further, we'd like to give all honor, all glory, and all praises to the Heavenly Father and His only begotten Son,
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rechakudash.
Next up, double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone from teaching us this truth according to the Bible and rule well. And a double shalom to all the Sasakium throughout the four corners of the earth, pushing this truth and righteousness and sincerity to the best of your ability. You know, me and the brother was able to get up today, you know, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Yahweh being the Heavenly Father, which His name means He is or He exists, who the world only calls God, and Yahweh Shai being the only begotten Son, which His name means He saves, He delivers, who the world only calls Jesus. You know, we're just going to dive into a lesson on this word is prophecy. So because this word is prophecy, that means what? We're supposed to be prophesying to our people, you know, telling our people, you know, the things that's going to come down the pipeline. You know, again, this word is prophecy. So we're supposed to be coming in the we're supposed to be prophesying to our people. Israel, which consists of you so-called Negroes, Latino Americans. You know, so without further ado, we're going to grab our first precept and we're going to flow through the spirit.
Yep. This is the book of Revelation, chapter 19, verse 10. And I fell at His feet to worship Him.
That's right. This is John the Revelator, you know, falling down at the angel's feet, you know, to worship the angel. You see, to give praise and glory to the angel. Read on.
And He said unto me, see thou do it not.
Right, and this was the angel said back unto John. He said, see thou do it not. You see, don't bow down to me. Don't worship me. You see, don't give me glory and praise. Don't give me all the honor. Read on.
I am thy fellow servant and of thy brethren.
That's right. So the angel said, I am thy fellow servant and of thy brethren. You see, the angel's basically saying, I'm just like you. I serve the Most High just like you. I'm no better than you. Read on.
That have the testimony of Yahweh Shai. Worship Yahweh. For the testimony of Yahweh Shai is the spirit of prophecy.
That's right. So the testimony of Lord Yahweh Shai is the spirit of prophecy. Meaning what? This word, when you open it up and read it, is full of prophecy. You see, you got the mark of the beast, which is the RFID chip. That's a big prophecy. That's to come to pass. You got martial law. That's a big prophecy that has to come to pass. You got a famine of food and thirst. That's a big prophecy that has to come to pass. You got the famine of the word. That's a big prophecy that has to come to pass. You got these diseases. That's a big prophecy that has to come to pass. You got the missiles that's recorded in this Bible. That's a big prophecy that has to come to pass. You got the chariots with the word calls UFOs. That's a big prophecy that has to come to pass. So again, this word is full of prophecy. So anybody out there claiming to have the testimony, you know, the spirit of Lord Yahweh Shai, then guess what you're going to be doing? You're going to be in the spirit of prophecy. So like you're going to be in the spirit of prophecy because this word is full of prophecy.
If I can say, right, like the brother just briefly said through the spirit, most of the prophecies the brother just named happening to come to pass in this time. So how much more of a prophecy were they when Lord Yahweh Shai were bringing them up? That was over 2,000 years ago, man.
That's right, bro.
So that was big time prophecy when the Lord was on the scene. That's why He's in the spirit of prophecy, because He knew that that all hadn't been fulfilled yet. And you ready for this?
Yep.
This is 2nd Ezra chapter 15, verse 1. Behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy.
That's right. And that my is possessive. So that's not talking about the whole world. That ain't talking about everybody. That's talking about you so-called Negroes, Latino Americans. Y'all are Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, who the world ignorantly calls God and Jesus, you know, people. You see, and as men of the Lord, you know, we're commanded to speak prophecy unto y'all. You see, as a whole. That's why you see us coming out on the highways and byways week in and week out. You see, in season, out of season. That's why you see us constantly throwing up our videos all over YouTube. Because what? We're commanded to speak prophecy to you so-called Negroes, Latino Americans. Again, to let you know what's going to come down the pipeline. So that you won't be caught off guard when these prophecies start unfolding and coming to pass.
That's right. And it reads, which I will put in thy mouth, saith the Lord.
That's right, because these are not our words. These are Yahweh Shemashah's words. And they put their words in our mouth. Meaning what? They gave us the understanding to know what these scriptures are talking about and to be able to break them down. You see, that's why, again, we come out on the highways and byways week in and week out. That's why you see us constantly throwing our videos all up on YouTube. Because what? Yahweh Shemashah put his words in our mouth. He gave us the understanding of these scriptures, you know, to be able to prophesy unto you so-called Negroes, Latino Americans.
I read 2. Verse 2, and cause them to be written in paper, for they are faithful and true.
Right, and cause them to be written in paper, for they are faithful and true. You see, because these words are written in paper. But before they were written in paper, they used to be written in what? Scrolls. You see, it said what? For they are faithful and true. These words are faithful and true, because everything in this word, when you open the Bible up and read it, either it came to pass already, or it's going to come to pass. You see, so these words are faithful and true.
We on. Verse 3, fear not the imaginations against thee.
That's right. Don't fear the imaginations against thee. You know, because you got a lot of these people gonna come up, you know, and think wicked things against us. You know, wanting to lay hands on us. You know, wanting to fight us. Whatever the case may be. Don't fear the imagination of what these wicked people think against us.
That's right. It reads, let not the incredulity of them trouble thee.
Right, you look into the word incredulity, it means unbelief. So don't let the unbelief of these people trouble you. You see, because what? Going back to Romans 3 verse 3, what if some do not believe? You know, because we already know these nations don't believe. But what if 2/3 of our own people don't believe? Matter of fact, I ain't gonna quote this, just go ahead and grab it for me. Romans 3 verse 3.
It's the book of Romans, chapter 3, verse 3. For what if some did not believe?
That's right. For what if some did not believe? And again, we already know these heathen nations ain't gonna believe. We know Esau, the so-called white man, ain't gonna believe. Ham, the so-called dude in the Africans. Moab and Ammon, the so-called Chinese and Japanese. Elon, the so-called Dash Indians. Ishmael, the so-called Muncie Arabs, and whoever else I left out. You see, we already know these heathen nations not gonna believe. But what if 2/3 of you so-called Negroes, Latino Americans didn't believe in the word that we're bringing out week in and week out? Read on.
Shall their unbelief make the faith of the Most High without effect?
That's right. Is your unbelief of not believing in His word, you know, the prophecies to come to pass, is that going to make the Most High without effect? You see, is that going to stop the Most High from making good on His word, from bringing these prophecies to pass because you don't believe? Read on.
The Most High forbid.
The Most High forbid, meaning hell no. You ain't got to believe. The Most High still going to make good on His word. He's going to bring the RFID chip to pass, which is the mark of the beast. He's going to bring the race riots to pass. He's going to bring the FEMA camps to pass. He's going to bring the diseases to pass. He's going to bring the end-all be-it-all, the 200 million ICBM missiles to destroy this place called America, right along with the chariots, which the word calls UFOs, with the concentrated fire coming down from the bottom of it. You see, so Yahweh Shemashah, they're going to make good on their word. So 2/3 of you so-called Negroes, Latin Americans, you ain't got to believe. And that's why we don't need to let the incredulity, the unbelief of 2/3 of our own people trouble us. We just gotta make sure we're keeping the faith.
That's right. Verse 4, the Most High forbid, yea, let the Most High be true, but every man a liar, as it is written.
That's right. Let the Most High be true, and every man a liar. Because what? Going back to Isaiah
20.
The water, bro. Going back to Isaiah 8:20, to the law and to the testimony, if they speak not according to this word, that means what? There is no light in them. So what? We're gonna let the Most High be true, and every man a liar.
That's right.
If you're not coming, that says the Lord, that says the Holy Bible.
That's right, bro. And finish it off, that thou mightest be justified in thy sayings, and mightest overcome when thou art judged.
And we are justified in our sayings. Why?
Right.
Because we come and thus says the Lord, thus says the Holy Bible. You see? So we're not gonna let the incredulity, you know, the unbelief of 2/3 of our own people trouble us. Because what? They're not supposed to believe. They're not gonna believe.
That's right. And this is back to 2 Ezra 15, verse 3. Fear not the imaginations against thee, let not the incredulity of them trouble thee that speak against thee. Verse 4, for all the unfaithful shall die in their unfaithfulness.
That's right. So because 2/3 of you so-called Negroes, Latino Americans don't believe, you know, in this word, you know, the prophecies that come to pass, you're going to die in your unfaithfulness. You see, you're going to die not believing in these prophecies. and you're going to die a grievous death.
That's right. Can I bring a precept out?
Yeah.
This is Ezekiel chapter 2, verse 7, just backing up the brother's point. And thou shalt speak my words unto them. And unto them, and that them is talking about the 2/3 of you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, but in general, Israel as a nation in general. And thou shalt speak my words unto them, whether they will hear or whether they will forbear, for they are most rebellious. Right. So whether or not they believe, whether or not they adhere to what we're saying, whether or not they think it's true, right, we still got to go out there and preach. We still got to go out there and speak, because while these aren't our words, these are the words of the Heavenly Father, Yahweh, and His only begotten Son, Yahweh Shah, who the word ignorantly calls God and Jesus Christ.
And that's right. And read that one more time, Baba Kashaw.
This is Ezekiel chapter 2, verse 7. And thou shalt speak my words unto them, whether they will hear or whether they will forbear.
That's right. So again, like the brother beautifully said, we're speaking the words of Yahweh Shemal Shah to you so-called Negroes, Latino Americans. Whether y'all will hear, meaning whether you want to take heed to what we're saying, or whether you forbear, meaning you don't want to take heed to what we're saying. And ultimately, if you don't take heed to what we're saying, it's because what? You don't believe.
That's right.
Read on.
For they are most rebellious.
Right, for they are most rebellious. 2/3 of you so-called Negroes, Latin Americans, y'all are rebellious people. Y'all are a rebellious nation. That's why y'all out here committing all kind of abominations, wicked, filthy acts, instead of taking heed to the men of the Lord, the Yahweh Shema Shai has sent unto you so-called Negroes, Latin Americans. You know, and that's starting with our apostle of the great millstone, down to brothers like ourselves.
That's right.
You see?
And that was in that, yep.
All right.
Now, you done with 2nd Esdras?
Yeah, get to Isaiah 42, 9. You see, but going back to the point, you know, not trying to go off the top of anything, but this word is prophecy. So because this word is prophecy, again, we're supposed to be in the spirit of prophesying to our people and letting them know what's going to happen, so they won't be caught off guard. You see, we're supposed to be coming in the light mind as the prophets of old. Because what did the prophets of old do when they was on the scene? They spoke prophecy. They prophesied.
That's right. Yep. This is Isaiah chapter 42, verse 9. Behold, the former things are come to pass.
And what are the former things that are already come to pass? That's on 70 AD, you know, on
the flood.
The water, bro, the flood, the plague that came upon ancient Egypt. You see, slavery.
Yep.
You know,
you know, the Assyrian captivity.
Come, bro.
The motives of the Lord coming in the flesh as a man. That was prophesied in the Old Testament, right?
Us coming on cargo slave ships, you know, on here to America and all around the four corners of the earth.
That's right.
You see, these are the former prophecies that have already came and gone.
True. World War I, World War II.
Yep. That's right.
And new things, and it reads on, and new things do I declare.
And what's the new things that Yahweh Shema Shah declaring to come to pass?
World War III, right? Martial law, the famine of the word, the famine of food and thirst, right? And up until recently, you know, uproars of the people, but we see that right now, that prophecy is taking effect right now as we're speaking. But if I didn't say it already, the RFID chip, which is the mark of the beast.
That's a big prophecy. You know, you got the missiles, the 200 million ICBM missiles, which are going to destroy this place called America, right along with the chariots, which the word calls UFOs. You know, with that concentrated fire coming down from the bottom of it to destroy this place called America as well. You see, so these are the new prophecies that Yahweh Shema Shah declaring to come to pass. And that right there is showing you that going back to Revelation 19 and 10, going back to Revelation 19 and 10, the testimony of the Lord Yahweh Shai is what? The spirit of prophecy. So that's just showing you right here that this word is prophecy. Because what? The old prophecy already came, and the new prophecy is Yahweh Shema Shai declaring to come to pass.
That's right.
You see, so this word is prophecy.
And it reads, I'm going to start. And new things do I declare, before they spring forth, I tell you of them. And
right, that's right. So before these prophecies spring forth, Yahweh Shema Shai, he tells you so-called Negroes, Latino Americans about them. And how does he tell you about these prophecies before they come to pass? By the way of the prophets. You see, because what? Yahweh Shema Shai, they've always spoken by the prophets. You see, because that's a job of a prophet, to prophesy and let you know what's going to happen before these prophecies come to pass.
Okay, you want something on that, or are you good?
Jeremiah 28:8.
Yeah. You want something on that? Speaking through prophets, or you good?
You can bring something on it.
Okay. Yeah, just something real quick. This is the book of Hebrews, chapter 1, verse 1. The Most High, who at sundry times and in diverse manners spake in times past unto the fathers by the prophets. Right. And it says the Most High, who at sundry times, and that word sundry goes into different, right? Diverse, various, right? So in various different times and in diverse manners. So in various different times, that word diverse goes into different times and in different ways. The Lord spake in times past unto the fathers of who? You so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, right? He spoke unto them by the prophets. So anytime he wanted a message to be sent to our forefathers, whenever he wanted a prophecy to be brought forth unto the nation of Israel, which is right now is not 2/3, but so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans as a whole, he did what? He spoke, and he spoke it through his prophets, man, the men of the Lord.
Because again, a prophet job is to prophesy.
That's right.
Get that, Jeremiah.
Yep. This is Jeremiah chapter 28, verse 8. The prophets that have been before me and before thee of old prophesied both against many countries.
That's right. So the prophets that was before Jeremiah and the others of old. And who were some of the prophets that was before Jeremiah and the others of old? Ezekiel, Isaiah, Abraham, Noah, Daniel, Moses, Jacob.
Yep.
You know, and so forth on.
Yep.
You see, these are some of the prophets of old that was before Jeremiah and us. And what did the prophets of old do? They prophesied. You see, they told you the things that was going to come to pass before they actually happened. You see, and that's the same thing we're doing here today, 2019. We're prophesying unto you so-called Negroes, Latino Americans, letting y'all know what's going to come down the pipeline. You see, so we're coming in the same like manner as the prophets of old.
Yep.
Read that from the top again, Bible Gashaw.
Yep. Jeremiah chapter 28, verse 8. The prophets that have been before me and before thee of old prophesy both against many countries and against great kingdoms.
That's right. So the prophets of old that was before Jeremiah and us, what do? They prophesy against many countries and against great kingdoms.
That's
and
right.
again, that's what we're doing today. We're prophesying the downfall and destruction of America.
That's right.
You see, America's a great kingdom.
That's
you
right.
see, we're basically, you know, we're telling the people what's going to happen to this place called America, letting them know that this place is about to be destroyed.
That's right, bro. And against great kingdoms of war.
That's right. You know, we're telling the people that what? World War III is coming. Give me Revelation 11:7. I mean, give me Revelation 11:14. You know, we're telling the people that what? World War III is coming. You know, and you can clearly see it. You see it when you turn on your news. You see it that America talking about sending missiles to these other nations, to these other countries, and then you see these other countries talking about sending missiles back over this way. You see wars in the air, and then you're gonna have your race wars. You know, your civil wars and so forth on. So we tell you about all these things. We let you know that war is coming.
That's right. This is Revelation chapter 11, verse 14. The second woe is past.
And woe means death and destruction. And what's that second woe? That second death and destruction is already past. That's talking about World War II. That's one of the former prophets that already came and gone.
And the third woe cometh quickly.
And again, woe means death and destruction. And what's that third woe that's coming quickly? That's talking about World War III. You see, so again, we're telling you so-called Negroes, Latino Americans, that World War III is coming.
That's right.
And you can feel it in the air.
Yep. Now back to Jeremiah. The latter end prophesy both against many countries and against great kingdoms of war and of evil.
Evil means bad times. You know, and we tell you, you know, about the bad times that's about to befall this place called America and all around the four corners of the earth. But mainly in this place called America. You see, because what? You're going to have race riots going on, martial law going on, famine and food and thirst going on. You see, you're going to have the R5D, which is the mark of the beast going on. You're going to have these brutal animals, the Yahweh Bashim Shah, who the word he calls God and Jesus, is going to unleash against the masses. You're going to have diseases going on. You're going to have Leviathan coming out the cut, Bigfoot. You know, you're going to have missiles destroying this place, 200 million of them, you know, right along with their chariots, which the word he calls UFOs, with the laser beam of fire coming down from the bottom of it. You see, so these are the bad times that we're telling you so-called Negroes, Latin Americans, that's getting ready to take place, that's getting ready to come into action.
That's right. And it reads, of war and of evil and of pestilence.
Pestilence, enough diseases. Because what? Right about now, you got the, what's it called?
What you talking about, the measles and stuff?
Well, that too, but it was another one. Was it a black plague?
Yeah, it was like traces of the bubonic plague, stuff like that. Yeah,
kind.
That was going around too.
You had the bird flu at one point. Cancer, and so forth on. We telling you about the diseases that's going to come up in these upcoming times.
It's like it. And not to mention the diseases that are cooped up and locked up in the CDC.
Yeah, that's right.
You know what I'm saying? Once all hell breaks loose, all these diseases that Esau had cooped up and manufactured, right? They're just gonna be set loose and free on you people, man.
That's right.
And that was I'll bring out one more. This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 39, verse 15. Now the word of the Lord came upon Jeremiah while he was shut up in the court of the prison, saying, and I'm just reading through. Go and speak to Abed-Melech, the Ethiopian, saying, thus saith the Lord, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua of hosts, the power of Israel, behold, I will bring my words upon this city for evil, and not for good, and they shall be accomplished in that day before thee. And if I can say, kind. So what? Jeremiah, in the place of his captivity,
that's right, bro.
Yeah, in the place of his captivity, where he was being held in the court of prison, the Lord came to him and told him to do what? Told him to prophesy evil on this city, not for good, right? So he was to go and prophesy in the place of his captivity, the downfall of a place while he was still in it.
That's right.
All right, and I'm going to read on.
Can I chime in real quick? You see, because, the Lord is never going to bring prophecies to the past without telling you about it first. The Lord is always going to send his prophets first, to give you the message, the warning. And then once they give you the message, the warning, like we're doing now, 2019, then the Lord's going to bring forth the prophecies, the destruction.
Yep. And if I can say, too, that scenario that we just went through the Spirit, it sounds real familiar. Who else is in the land of their captivity prophesying the downfall of the place that they're being held captive, man? That's happening right now, before your eyes. Lord willing, me and this brother are part of that hopeful elect, man. We prophesying the downfall of America, and what? The Lord is going to save us. I'm going to read it, but the Lord is going to save us up out of it before he actually do destroy this place. This is verse 17. But I will deliver thee in that day, saith the Lord, and thou shalt not be given unto the hand of the men whom thou art afraid. Right. Pursuant to Revelations 2:10, yet the devil shall cast some of thee in prison, roughly paraphrasing, right. So we don't have to be afraid of them because the Lord is going to deliver us out of it. Even though we prophesy the downfall of Esau's kingdom, right, it doesn't matter. The Lord is going to what? He just said he's going to deliver us in that day. In verse 18, for I will surely deliver thee, and thou shalt not fall by the sword, which is any killing instrument, but thy life shall be for a prey unto thee, because thou hast put thy trust in me, saith the Lord. Right. And not to get off the topic, but that the point of that scripture was Jeremiah was to prophesy the downfall of a place while he was still there in his captivity, and that's the same thing that you're seeing today, starting off with the apostles and elders of Great Millstone and the sincere brothers on down of the hopeful 144 prophets here now, and the 1/3 remnant, men, women, and children. Lord willing, me and this brother be a part of that number.
That's right, the elect.
Yeah, the elect.
So with that, hope you still call Negroes, Latino Americans have been edified. Before we go any further, we'd like to give all honor, all glory, and all praises to the Heavenly Father and His only begotten Son,
Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai Ba'Shem Rakakwadash.
Next up, double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone for teaching us this truth according to the Bible and rule well, and a double shalom to all the Sisakian throughout the four corners of the earth, pushing the truth from righteousness and sincerity to the best ability. Till next time, shalom.
Shalom.